Hello, welcome to the pit of despair. Today we're playing CMAX. Here you see the old caliper. Here you see the new caliper. Got to get that onto there with minimal fuss because we need the car tomorrow and I really don't want to be going anywhere without rear brakes because that's less than ideal. Okay, let's start getting this apart. Now you might think in taking the caliper off, your first port of call is going to be actually unbolting the caliper, take the shoes out, and yeah, you're kind of right, but there's every chance that the hose is going to be tricky. So your first port of call when starting this job is to wire brush and spray the brake line that goes onto the chassis, because if that seizes, you can't get the brake line off and everything becomes a bit more tricky. So that's where we're going to start. Teeny tiny wire brush. Get as much off of there as you can and get behind it if you can. Not the easiest job, not the cleanest job, but necessary nonetheless. Okay, next port of call is a bit of brake cleaner. Okay, we'll let that evaporate for a minute and then we get the good stuff on. And when I say the good stuff, I do mean the good stuff. The good stuff is plus gas. A liberal spraying, right, leave that alone for a little while. If you can do this a couple of days before, really handy, but I haven't got a couple of days before. I'll show you why now. The wife said to me the other day, the car's making a groany sound, and I thought, oh, better investigate. As you reverse on the drive, the rear brakes have always kind of groaned with this, but it was groaning as you're driving down the road and sort of like more wailing, as she put it. So I thought I'd take a look and see what the state of the rear pads is like. Don't know if you can see in there, but that block there is the back of the pad. The actual pad material, we might be down to 1mm. That's not good, and that has accelerated rapidly since the last time I checked it. I won't bother saying how often I check these brake pads because I keep an eye on things over the year. You take it out for a little drive here and there. But anyway, I noticed while I was checking the pads that there was a telltale sign of something wrong on the wheels. I don't know if you can see around here, but there's a hell of a lot of brake pad dust on these back wheels, and while there is some on the fronts, there's nowhere near this much. So the rears have been burning out real quick, and these are known for being a pain in the butt. The old adjuster mechanism sticks, the sliders stick. So I just thought, rather than messing around, because it is brakes, let's just get a pair of new calipers, a pair of new pads. I was thinking about the discs as well, but I'll be honest, there's a tiny lip on this edge here, but there's actually quite a lot of meat left on this, so I'm not concerned about the disc itself unless it proves to be warped. So I can always add that in at a later date if it is. Right, let's get this caliper unbuttoned. First thing I do when playing with these is get this spring off, either that end or the other. There we go. Handbrake spring removed. It's an easy one to get on and off, but it just makes getting the brake cable off a bit easier. Next one, the actual handbrake cable. It should wiggle out of that gap, like that. Now you can put it out, tuck it behind the disc. Now we're going to pop these two caps off the end of these little rubber bits here. Now you can see I've had these apart before. That's copper slip. So hopefully nothing is seized, but you never know. We now need, we'll undo this one. So 7mm Allen key, because it's a nice, convenient, easily available size that everyone has, undoes the sliders from the caliper. There you go. One of the sliders is out. I'll clean that up and that will go again nicely. Next up is these annoying springs. There you go, there's one. There's another one. Now, this little spring here can and does seize its way into the actual caliper. And if that is the case, you can just buy a new one. So you can trash it to get it off if you need to, and just buy new caliper springs. Oh, I forget what they're called. They've got some kind of funky name to them, but you'll be able to find them if you do some searching. But yeah, they just kind of hook into the caliper here. Let's get the old pads out. Up there, I'll wiggle it over. Right, caliper's out the way. Oh dear, I got my money's worth there, didn't I? They haven't been happy for a little while, and they're sort of uneven wear as well, which suggests, yes, the calipers weren't quite happy. Okay, the back one, yes, as ever, there's a lot more life left in that pad, but still, that can go in there. Now, we have this lovely thing just sitting free. Notice, I haven't undone that. You can do if you want to, but it's a lot of aggro trying to get it back out through there, and quite often they will seize in this bit here, so I tend to take the bottom one out, lift it up and shove it over. Now, remembering from earlier that we had this bit cleaned up, now is the time. Oh, look at that, nice and easy. We can just wind that out, and as you do so, you will find brake fluid will start to drip out of it. So you're going to need a special tool. And when I say a special tool, it's a special tool Nick style. So you can just lightly bend that out of the way. Now you might see brake fluid will come dripping out of this. You can see it's already running down. So we need my special tool. My special tool is a bit of 1/4 inch fuel hose with a bit of IKEA cabinet shoved in the back of it. So we can literally just slide that over the end, and it stops the brake fluid from draining away. And that's all we need. Okay, let's go and get some more tools. At the very, very front of this clip here, and I say the front because I'm referring to the front of the car, not the back here. On the front of this bracket, there is a little clip. Now, you get a little screwdriver in there, and you just lever it over. Give it a wiggle, pull it, and hopefully it will come out. You might need a pair of pliers, and they can be a sod. So occasionally I use mole grips on them, but there she blows. The clip has been removed, and now the brake pipe brake hose should lift out just like that. Now it looks a bit grotty, and at this point, if you've got this far, you can probably replace them. It's not the end of the world, and they're not hugely expensive, and it's going to make your life a little easier. I haven't got that kind of penny spare, so I'm going to clean this up in the wire wheel in a minute. But for the time being, that's that job done. The last thing you're going to need to do is to slide this big rubber ugly thing here out from this bracket. There you go. Now the whole thing is free. Now I can see some questions here going, why on earth have you taken the whole brake pipe assembly off, the brake hose? Why would you just not leave that in situ and just change the caliper, twist the caliper around? Well, in my experience, they don't like coming out the caliper too much. They can be a bit of a sod, and with the caliper in situ, taking the hose off is an absolute pig. So we're doing it this way. Chances are this is going to go nice and easy, but here we go. Oh, before I forget, it's conveniently a 14mm spanner. If you haven't got a 14, a 9/16 is damn close. There we go. Actually came undone, would you believe it? So we can twist this off. Okay, now I'm going to go and clean this up in the wire wheel until it's nice and shiny, like this. Ordinarily, I would say replace these anyway, but these aren't all that old. There's no sign of rubber cracking on them. Yes, the strain relief boot has met its demise, but actually everything is tickety-boo underneath. Nothing is about to expire, otherwise I would replace it. Probably only got a couple of years life left in this car as it is, so the hose for now can stay, but yes, if you're doing it, probably worth doing the hose. Okay, let's get the new caliper out. If you are reusing this, make sure that the threads are as clean as they can be. You want them spotless. You don't want any dirt. You want to clean this out with brake cleaner. You want to flush the hose through. You don't want any muck going in this. But literally, it should just wind straight in, and then you can start getting stuff back on the car. There we go. Give it a nip. Lovely old job. I've just pulled the other slider out. I'm just showing you what these are. So where they get exposed to the elements, you can find corrosion and dirt and muck builds up, and that's what stops these from sliding really. So I'm just going to clean these up on the old wire wheel, and I'll be right back at it. Ta-da! They've cleaned up beautifully. The old original Ford ones, I'll be honest, they do tend to last really well. Aftermarket ones, less so. All right, let's get the top one in place. There we go. Now, as ever, there is a torque setting that goes with these. I'll leave you to look that up yourselves, because I do it elbow tight. However tight that happens to be, that's not coming undone again in my books. You pack it with the new caliper, you get this lovely silicone grease, which is probably what I should have used when I used copper slip, but still. Just going to smudge some of this all over this slider. Keep it protected from the elements. There we go. I'll deal with the other one in a minute. I'm just going to do the top one for now, because I'm going to slide the caliper on like that. So the brake pads aren't identical. One's got this silly springy thing on it. That one goes at the back, and the other one goes at the front. They just kind of rest in there like that. Right, let's deal with the fiddly bit. Let's get our second slider lubed up. Spread that all over everywhere, and leave a little on the hole. Right, I'm going to push this through, and you've kind of got to push the caliper down as you line it up to line the threads up, and then you can do it up. But it can be a little fiddly to line the threads up, so give yourself some slack and work at it as best you can. Put your little cap back in the end. That's the caliper on. Now we need to deal with the silly springy thing. This silly springy thing. So kind of get one in, wiggle it down, get it lined up, get the other one in, and they kind of hook behind the caliper, and they just help to hold the caliper in the kind of alignment it should be. As I say, you can get new ones. I think they're only about a tenner, so not the end of the world. Wiggle the brake hose back into its little bracket here, like so, and then it lines up in its little slot over there. You then need to refit the annoying little clip on the far side of it. There we go. Just needed a big push. We're just gonna get a bit of blue rag in here, pull off the little rubber hose, clean it all up. Maybe a bit of brake cleaner if you want to, but I'm happy with how this looks. And then you can slot this connection back into place and do it up. It should only be finger tight, but aligning the hose straight might be a little fiddly. There we go. That's done up. You get your 11mm spanner and do it back up again. Obviously don't go mad. You don't want to strip no threads. It doesn't take a lot to do these up tightly. If you're not sure, check with a grown-up. The last mechanical job while you're there is put the handbrake cable back in place. There we go. Now, as I said before, can be a sod. You can take the clip off if you really, really want. You can do many other ways. Sometimes just a screwdriver is all it takes to get it back in place. If you've made it this far through the video and you found it helpful, please, down in this corner here, go and tap that thumbs up for me. If you've got more maintenance jobs to do on your CMAX, go and find the subscribe button. Also, I'll try and link it up there. I have got a CMAX playlist And down in this corner here, if you found it really useful and you'd like to say thank you, there is a gift button. Please feel free. It does help me make more content, and it helps me to help you. So now we get on with the hydraulic side of things. Now, no word of a lie, one of the worst jobs to do on a CMAX is to top up the brake fluid. Why is that, Nick? Let me show you why. The brake reservoir is it's all the way down there. Now, my hand is on the scuttle panel, and you've got a whole hand to get to the nozzle. How are you supposed to pour anything in that? If you try and get this bottle under there and try and tip it over, you're going to spill it everywhere. So you have to get a bit creative. Now, I'm sure there is a special tool for this, but I've got a Nick tool. My world revolves around make do with what you got, because you haven't really got the pennies to spend buying special tools unless there's no other way around it. So my way around it is a bit of hose and a funnel and a bit of tape. And you can actually tuck this into there. You've got to get your levels right. You kind of hang it up somewhere on the bonnet, but you can see how that works. I'll leave you to figure out how you're going to figure out your little sketchy device for filling up the brake fluid. The last thing you need before you do the brakes is an assistant.
Hi.
One of the first jobs I ever did with my dad was the brakes, bleeding of the brakes. So we're going to do it now. We'll do a test run. Ready?
Okay.
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Good job. All right, when you're ready.
Right. I'm ready.
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Now, if you're doing this for the first time, I recommend you go about 10 presses of the pedal, lock it off, go and top up the reservoir again, and just keep going until the air bubbles completely stop. Now, if, like me, you're not doing one caliper, you're doing both, then start at the side furthest away from the master cylinder. So in a right-hand drive car, passenger side rear, gets all the fluid down there, and then go to the next closest one so that the rear system is completely bled. And it won't hurt to do a bit of 10 presses on one, 10 presses on another, etc., etc., topping up in between. But still, let's repeat the process on the other side. With the pedal pressing done, it's time to say goodbye to our glamorous assistant.
Bye-bye.
And now we can get the wheels back on and it's job done. Don't forget, before you take the car anywhere, make sure you top up the brake fluid, and also make sure you've actually got a hard brake pedal before you leave the driveway. Drive, stop, before you go anywhere. Make sure that your car actually stops. Okay, that's us done. I hope you found this helpful. If you have, please, as I said, hit the thumbs up. If you want to leave a gift, please feel free. Like and subscribe, follow along, and I will see you on the next one for some more CMAX maintenance.